Success begins with the way you think. How you see yourself and your possibilities shapes everything you do. If your mind is clear, focused, and strong, it will carry you through challenges and keep you moving forward, even when things get tough. This isn't about luck or talent alone. It's about training your mindset every day to work for you. In this guide, you will learn simple but powerful habits that can change the way you think and act. You will discover how small choices repeated daily build a stronger, more confident version of yourself. These steps will help you handle setbacks, stay motivated, and keep growing no matter what comes your way. What if the key to success is not about working harder, but thinking smarter? Imagine waking up each day knowing exactly how to face challenges with calm and purpose. Picture yourself moving closer to your goals with steady, reliable progress. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's a skill you can develop. Stick with this, and you'll gain tools to control your mindset, keep your promises to yourself, and feed your mind with knowledge that lifts you higher. The path to lasting success starts here, with your mindset. This is a practical, no-nonsense approach to becoming the person who achieves what they set out to do. Get ready to change your thinking and change your life step by step. Chapter 1. Build a clear purpose and follow it daily. Everything changes the day you decide to stop drifting. When you wake up and know exactly what matters, life stops feeling random. You don't waste energy trying to impress others. You don't chase what everyone else chases. You move with intention. That is what a clear purpose gives you. Direction, discipline, and a reason to keep going even when things get tough. Without purpose, even the strongest person will eventually feel tired and lost. But with it, even the most difficult life becomes meaningful. That's why success begins the moment you decide what you truly stand for and build your life around it. Having a clear purpose doesn't mean having everything figured out. It means knowing why you wake up in the morning. It means deciding what kind of person you want to be, how you want to live, and what kind of impact you want to make. Most people go through life reacting to what happens around them. They follow the routines others gave them. They do things because they're supposed to, not because it's what they truly want. Then one day, they wake up and realize they've spent years climbing a ladder that was leaning against the wrong wall. You avoid that by deciding early to build a life that reflects who you really are. A purpose is not a goal you chase for a few months. It's not a dream that changes with every trend. It's something deeper. It grows from your values, your struggles, your strengths, and your desire to live a life that matters. Purpose is the foundation for everything else. Your habits, your goals, your relationships, your work. If that foundation is shaky, everything built on top of it will fall eventually. The first step is to pause and ask yourself what truly matters to you. Not what looks good on paper, not what you think will impress others, but what actually gives your life meaning. What do you care about so deeply that you'd work for it even if nobody ever noticed? What problem do you feel called to solve? What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? If these questions feel hard, that's okay. Most people never stop to ask them. But you can. You can stop following the noise and start listening to yourself. Pay attention to what energizes you. Notice what makes you angry or deeply moved. Reflect on your past and identify the moments that changed you. There are patterns hidden in your life. Once you begin to notice them, your purpose will begin to reveal itself. Purpose doesn't have to be grand or dramatic. It just needs to be real. It can be the quiet decision to raise your children with love and strength. It can be the steady choice to improve your community. It can be the daily commitment to become a better version of yourself. What matters is that it's honest and it's yours. When you build your life around something that truly aligns with your values, you begin to feel peace, not comfort, not ease, but peace. a quiet strength that helps you keep moving no matter how long the road is. Once you discover or decide on your purpose, the next step is to follow it daily. This is where most people fail. They find something that excites them, but they don't build it into their life. They treat purpose like a hobby, not a standard. Then they wonder why they feel disconnected again. If you want your purpose to guide you, it has to be present every day, not just when it's easy. This means building habits that reflect your purpose. If your purpose is to become strong and wise, then every day must include actions that support that. Reading, reflection, discipline, pushing through discomfort. If your purpose is to serve others, then every day must include some way of giving, supporting, or showing up for others. If your purpose is to live with freedom, then your daily choices must include boundaries, clarity, and saying no to things that drain you. Living with purpose is not about big gestures. It's about small, repeated actions that align with your values over time. One of the most powerful practices you can start today is writing down your purpose and reviewing it every morning. This is not a motivational quote or a slogan. This is a clear reminder of what your life is about. When you read it each day, you remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing. You make decisions faster. You stop wasting energy on distractions. You stay grounded, even when things go wrong. Following your purpose daily also means protecting it. You will be tested. Life will challenge your commitment. People will try to pull you in different directions. Some will question your choices. Others will try to distract you. That's why you need to stay rooted in what you've decided matters most. You don't need everyone to understand. You need to stay loyal to yourself. This is where self-respect is built, not by pleasing others, but by staying committed to your values even when it's hard. Another part of following your purpose is accepting that some things must be left behind. You cannot move forward while holding on to everything. If something in your life doesn't support your purpose, whether it's a habit, a relationship, a job, or a mindset, it needs to be released. This isn't about being harsh, it's about being honest. Growth requires letting go. You make space for what matters by removing what doesn't. Building a life of purpose is not about waiting until you feel ready. It's about starting now, with what you have, where you are. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need permission. You need to decide what you want your life to mean, and start aligning your actions with that decision. There is power in clarity. Once you have it, the noise fades and the path becomes visible. When you live with purpose, time feels different. You stop rushing, you stop comparing, you stop wondering if you're doing enough. You know you are because your life has meaning. You're not perfect, but you're honest. You're not always confident, but you're consistent, and that consistency becomes the fuel that carries you through challenges. There will be days when you question everything, days when progress feels invisible, days when it would be easier to give up. On those days, your purpose will be your anchor. It will remind you why you started. It will help you stand back up. Success is not about constant motivation, it's about deep conviction. When you know your purpose, you don't need to feel inspired to keep going. You just do, because it matters. To live this way, you need to take full responsibility for your life. No excuses, no blame, no waiting for someone to save you. You are the one who must decide what kind of life you will live. This is the quiet power of mindset. It's not about thinking positive thoughts. It's about taking responsibility for your thinking, your decisions, and your direction. You build that mindset one day at a time. Start by writing your purpose in one clear sentence. Keep it honest and simple. Then list 3 habits you can begin today that reflect that purpose. Practice them daily. Review your purpose each morning and ask yourself, is how I'm living today aligned with what matters most to me? If the answer is no, adjust. That's how real change happens, through small corrections made repeatedly in the right direction. Surround yourself with reminders of your purpose. Keep it visible. Make it a part of your space, your language, your routines. Talk about it with people who support your growth. Avoid those who make you doubt yourself. This is your life, and you only get one. Don't waste it living by accident. Purpose brings power, not the loud, flashy kind, but the quiet, steady kind that builds momentum over time. With purpose, you become unstoppable, not because things get easier, but because you get stronger. You stop quitting when it's hard. You stop settling when it's comfortable. You start living like your life matters, because it does. The most successful people in the world are not the most talented. They are the most committed. They wake up with purpose. They move with purpose. They lead with purpose. That's the difference. And it's a choice available to anyone, regardless of background, resources, or circumstances. The choice to define what matters and to live in alignment with it. You are not behind. You are not too late. You are exactly where you need to be to begin building a life of deep meaning. Don't wait for clarity to come from the outside. It begins with a decision on the inside. Decide who you want to be. Decide what matters to you. Decide how you will live, and then prove it with your actions every single day. Success is 80% mindset, because everything begins in your thinking, and the most powerful mindset you can build is one rooted in purpose. When you live with purpose, you no longer chase success. You create it, one day at a time, one choice at a time, with your values as your guide. The path is not easy, but it is worth it, and it begins now. Chapter 2. Train your mind to expect progress, not perfection. There's a silent pressure that holds many people back from becoming who they truly could be. It's the belief that if they can't do something perfectly, they shouldn't bother doing it at all. This mindset traps people in hesitation. It convinces them to delay starting, to overthink every step, and to quit when progress feels slow. But real growth never comes from waiting for perfection. It comes from choosing progress, imperfect, steady, daily progress. When you train your mind to expect progress instead of perfection, you create space for learning, self-respect, and transformation. You stop treating life like a performance and start treating it like a process. Expecting perfection is exhausting. It sets standards that are impossible to meet and punishes you for being human. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of harsh self-judgment and constant frustration. You compare yourself to others. You criticize your pace. You focus on everything that isn't right. And over time, you lose the courage to keep going. Not because you're weak, but because you've convinced yourself that anything less than flawless isn't worth doing. But the truth is, every great achievement in history began with someone doing something badly and choosing to keep showing up. Progress is the path forward. It means doing your best with what you have today, even if it's messy, even if it's uncomfortable. It means understanding that growth doesn't come in straight lines. There are setbacks, plateaus, moments where it feels like nothing is changing, but something always is. Every small action you take in the right direction rewires your mind. It strengthens your discipline. It builds your confidence. Over time, those small actions turn into permanent change. To expect progress is to be honest with yourself. It means accepting that learning takes time. It means allowing room for failure without letting it define you. If you hold yourself to an impossible standard, you will always feel like you're falling short. But if you hold yourself to the standard of progress, you will feel the power of momentum. You will see how far you've come, and that will motivate you to keep going. This mindset shift requires daily awareness. You have to catch yourself when perfectionism creeps in. It often sounds like hesitation. I'm not ready yet. I need more time. It's not good enough. These are the lies perfectionism tells you to protect you from the discomfort of imperfection. But comfort won't take you anywhere. You grow when you do the thing before you feel ready, when you release the need for approval, when you focus on getting better instead of getting it right. One of the most powerful things you can do each day is ask yourself, what's one small thing I can improve today? Not everything, not something grand, just one thing. This question brings your focus back to growth. It breaks the paralysis of overthinking. You don't need to transform your life overnight. You need to take the next honest step. That step might be uncomfortable. It might challenge your ego, but it will move you forward. Progress builds trust in yourself. Every time you show up despite fear, you prove to yourself that you are dependable. You begin to replace doubt with evidence. Not because everything is perfect, but because you're consistently taking action. That's what separates people who succeed from those who stay stuck. The successful ones weren't more talented. They just refused to wait for perfection. They kept showing up, improving and adapting. You also have to shift the way you measure success. If your only measure is results, you'll often feel disappointed. Some days the work won't show right away. Some changes take time to reveal their impact. That's why you need to measure progress based on effort, intention, and alignment. Ask yourself, did I show up today? Did I improve something today? Did I keep moving in the right direction? When you track that kind of progress, you begin to feel empowered, not discouraged. You'll need to let go of comparison. Everyone's path looks different. Some people move fast, others take time. But the only path that matters is yours. Don't compare your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 20. Focus on your pace, your rhythm, your lessons. If you're growing, you're winning. Stay close to people who remind you of that. Distance yourself from environments that pressure you to be perfect or constantly perform. Self-respect grows when you choose progress. You begin to speak to yourself differently. You stop attacking yourself for every mistake. You start encouraging yourself through every challenge. Your inner voice becomes supportive, not punishing, and that shift changes everything. Your confidence, your energy, your focus. You stop waiting for the perfect moment to feel good enough. You realize you are already becoming the person you want to be, one step at a time. Train your mind each morning to focus on improvement, not perfection. Remind yourself that consistency is more powerful than intensity. A small habit repeated every day will beat a perfect plan that's never followed. Do what you can today, even if it feels like it's not enough. It is. Every step forward adds up. Every time you try, you grow stronger. That's the kind of mindset that leads to real change. Be proud of effort, not just outcome. Sometimes the most important progress is invisible. Changing your attitude, resisting an old habit, showing up when you don't feel like it. Those quiet victories matter. Celebrate them. Don't wait for applause. Don't wait for everything to be right. Feel the power of steady, honest effort. Let that be your motivation. There is strength in being willing to be imperfect. Most people hide behind excuses and never begin. But the ones who grow are the ones who choose to begin, fail, adjust, and begin again, over and over, until they've built something real. You are capable of that. It doesn't take perfection. It takes courage. The courage to move forward without all the answers. The courage to try when it's uncomfortable. The courage to improve even when nobody is watching. Train your mind to see mistakes as part of the journey. They are not a sign that you're broken. They are proof that you are trying. Use them. Learn from them. Don't waste time pretending to be flawless. Use that time to get better, to reflect, to reset. That's where transformation happens. Not in the pretending, but in the honest effort to grow. Progress is powerful because it builds momentum. You feel it when you wake up with purpose. You feel it when you finish something you once avoided. You feel it when you look back and realize you've changed. Not by force, not by perfection, but by steady effort. That's how character is built. That's how success is created. One honest day after another. Every single day is a new chance to train your mind, to focus on growth, on learning, on movement, even if it's slow, even if nobody sees it. It still can. Every positive thought, every healthy choice, every moment you resist the urge to quit. That's progress. That's strength. That's proof that you're doing the work. And that work will carry you through. You don't need to do everything right. You just need to keep doing the next thing with clarity, with effort, and with belief. The rest will come in time. Not because you forced it, but because you stayed committed. That's the kind of mindset that changes lives. And you already have the ability to build it. Starting right now. Chapter 3. Replace negative thoughts with strong, empowering beliefs. Every person carries an inner voice that speaks constantly. Sometimes it lifts you up and helps you take action. Other times, it holds you back and fills your mind with doubts, fears, and self-criticism. That voice is shaped by years of experiences, beliefs, and repeated thoughts. The more you listen to a certain pattern of thinking, the more power it gains. If that pattern is negative, it will quietly damage your confidence, limit your decisions, and influence the way you see yourself. Replacing those negative thoughts with strong, empowering beliefs is one of the most important decisions you will ever make, because your thoughts become the blueprint for your entire life. Negative thoughts are often quiet and subtle. They don't always shout, they whisper. You hear things like, "I'm not good enough," "It's too late for me," or "I always mess things up." These thoughts don't just appear randomly. They are learned, often from past experiences or repeated failures. Over time, they become automatic. They blend into the background, and you begin to accept them as truth. But they are not truth. They are habits, and habits can be broken and replaced. The first step is recognizing the thought when it shows up. You don't need to fight it or suppress it. You need to see it for what it is. A pattern, not a fact. Awareness creates space. It gives you the ability to pause and question what you're thinking. Is this thought helping me grow? Is this belief making me stronger? If not, it needs to be challenged and replaced with something that does. An empowering belief is not a lie you tell yourself to feel better. It's a choice to think in a way that builds strength, focus, and resilience. You don't need to pretend everything is perfect. You simply need to build a mindset that helps you respond with clarity and power. When a negative thought tells you that you're not capable, replace it with "I'm learning and getting stronger every day." When your mind says, "I always fail," replace it with "Every mistake is helping me improve." This is not just positive thinking. This is mental discipline. Changing your thoughts takes daily effort. You can't change a belief you've repeated for years by saying something once. You need to feed your mind every day with the kind of thoughts that reflect the person you're becoming. Write them down, read them aloud, repeat them until they feel natural. If you can repeat a negative thought without effort, you can also train yourself to repeat an empowering one until it becomes automatic. Don't wait until you feel confident to change your thinking. Do it when you feel uncertain. Do it when doubt is loud. That's when it matters most. The moment you notice yourself slipping into old patterns, stop and shift. This might happen 10 times a day. That's okay. Each time you redirect your mind, you're building mental strength. You're breaking the habit of self-sabotage and building the habit of self-respect. Your beliefs shape your energy. They affect the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, and the way you respond to challenges. People can sense whether you believe in yourself or not. If you want to change how others see you, start by changing how you think about yourself. Replace self-criticism with self-leadership. Instead of saying, "I can't handle this," say, "I'll do my best with what I've got." That shift doesn't just change your mood, it changes your behavior. Surround yourself with people and messages that support your mindset. You can't build a strong belief system in an environment that constantly tears you down. Be careful what you consume, what you read, who you listen to, what conversations you entertain. If it doesn't help you grow, it doesn't belong in your mental space. Protect your mind like it matters, because it does. Every thought you allow in is either building you up or breaking you down. You're not weak for having negative thoughts. You're human. But you are powerful when you decide not to obey them. You get to choose what stays in your mind. You get to choose what you believe about yourself. Even if you were told something damaging in the past, even if you've made mistakes, you can choose a new narrative today, one that empowers you to keep going, to keep growing, and to keep showing up. Take time each day to speak to yourself the way a wise, strong, and kind leader would. When you catch yourself thinking, "This is too hard," replace it with, "This is hard, but I can handle it." When you think, "I'm not good at this," say, "I'm learning, and that's what matters." These small shifts in language reshape your mind over time, and a reshaped mind creates a reshaped life. Your actions will always reflect your beliefs. If you believe you're not worthy, you'll act small. If you believe you'll always fail, you'll stop trying. But if you believe you're capable, you'll take action. If you believe you deserve growth, you'll invest in yourself. So when you feel stuck, don't just change your schedule, change your story. What are you telling yourself? What do you believe about your ability to improve? That belief is the starting point for every change you'll ever make. There's no quick fix for a lifetime of negative thinking, but there is a reliable path forward. Start by noticing your thoughts. Don't judge them, just observe. Then replace what's holding you back with something that helps you move. Do this every day, especially on hard days, and don't wait for motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline lasts, and this discipline of reshaping your mind will lead to confidence, clarity, and strength. You have to believe in your power to change, even when you don't see instant results. Empowering beliefs are not about pretending you're already where you want to be. They are about choosing to see your potential as real and valuable. They remind you that growth is always possible, and that your past does not control your future unless you let it. You are not your mistakes. You are not your worst day. You are not the opinions others gave you. You are what you repeatedly believe about yourself, and you have the authority to choose new beliefs, ones that lift your head, steady your hands, and push you forward. Your thoughts will meet resistance. When you try to change them, old patterns will return, doubts will rise, but the fact that you notice them is already proof that you're becoming more aware. You're not falling back. You're gaining clarity, and with that clarity, you can make new choices. You can interrupt the old thought and insert the new one. You can speak strength into your own mind, again and again, until it becomes your default language. There's power in persistence. Every time you choose to think in a way that supports your future instead of your fear, you're building the kind of mind that can handle pressure, bounce back from failure, and stay focused in chaos. That kind of mind is rare, and it's built, not inherited. It's built by people like you who decide, day by day, to to believe something better about themselves. You are allowed to believe you can change. You are allowed to believe you're worthy of better. You are allowed to believe in your strength, even if others don't see it yet. That belief will drive your actions, and your actions will create your new life. Not someday, today, in the next choice you make, in the next thought you replace, in the next time you say, I can grow through this. Your mind is not your enemy. It's a tool. You can train it to work with you instead of against you. You can make it your greatest asset, not by waiting for it to naturally improve, but by feeding it strong beliefs, ones that remind you who you are and what you're capable of. Keep doing the work. Keep choosing thoughts that serve your strength. Your life will rise to meet the quality of your thinking, and you're in charge of that quality now. Chapter 4. Start your mornings with calm, focused thinking routines. The first hour of your day sets the tone for everything that follows. The way you begin your morning shapes the way you think, feel, and respond. If your mornings are rushed and filled with noise, your mind becomes scattered. You move through the day reacting instead of leading. But if you start your mornings with calm and focused thinking, your decisions become clearer, your emotions become steadier, and your purpose becomes stronger. This is not about waking up at a certain time or doing a long list of tasks. It's about creating a quiet space where your mind can breathe, reset, and prepare to lead. In today's world, most people wake up and immediately reach for their phones. They fill their minds with messages, headlines, and distractions before they've even taken their first breath of the day. Without realizing it, they hand over their attention to everything outside of themselves. They let the outside world decide how they'll feel, what they'll focus on, and where their energy will go. That choice, repeated daily, weakens their clarity and steals their control. The answer is not more noise. The answer is stillness. The answer is beginning your day with calm and focused thinking, so that you enter the world already centered and ready. You don't need complicated routines to do this. You need a few simple practices done with full attention. The first is giving yourself quiet time before anything else. No screens, no noise, no urgency. Just you and your thoughts. In that quiet, you can check in with yourself. Ask what matters today. Ask how you want to show up. Ask what kind of energy you want to carry. This simple act builds awareness. It tells your mind that you are in charge, not your notifications, not your stress. Once you've claimed that quiet space, focus your thinking on what strengthens you. Think about your values. Think about your goals. Think about the kind of person you are becoming. Direct your thoughts like a leader directs a team. Guide them, strengthen them. You can do this through writing, through reflection, or simply by sitting in silence and observing your thoughts. The point is not to force your mind but to train it. A calm and focused mind doesn't happen by accident. It is built through intention. Use this time to review your direction. Ask yourself what matters most today. You don't need to plan the whole day. You need to clarify what is essential. Maybe it's staying disciplined during a challenge. Maybe it's speaking with more patience. Maybe it's protecting your energy. 1 or 2 clear intentions are enough. When you begin your day with clarity, you remove the guesswork. You stop drifting. You move with purpose. Another powerful way to focus your mind in the morning is by feeding it strong and simple reminders. You don't need to wait for motivation. You need to remind yourself of your standards. You can write or speak a few truths that align with your identity. Things like, I handle pressure with strength, or I choose discipline today, or I will protect my focus. These are not slogans. They are instructions for your mind. When repeated with honesty, they train your thoughts to follow a direction instead of falling into chaos. Breathing deeply and slowly is also part of this routine. Your breath is one of the most powerful tools for calming your nervous system. When you take slow and steady breaths, you signal to your body that you are safe and in control. This affects your posture, your energy, and your mindset. A calm body supports a calm mind, and a calm mind supports strong, focused action. During this time, stay disconnected from the outside world. You don't need to read the news, check messages, or answer to anyone yet. This time belongs to you. You are building a foundation for the day. You are setting the mental and emotional tone that will carry into every conversation, every decision, and every challenge. Protect this space with discipline. It is not selfish, it is responsible. If you have time, write down a few thoughts. Not as a journal, but as a strategy. Write what you're working on, what you're proud of, what needs to be improved. Writing clarifies thinking. It makes your goals visible. It shows you where your energy should go. Even a few minutes of writing can sharpen your focus and reduce anxiety. You stop carrying everything in your mind. You organize it. You lead it. This kind of morning routine is not about perfection. It's about control. It's about deciding how you begin, instead of letting the world decide for you. Even if you only have 10 minutes, use them wisely. 10 minutes of calm thinking can protect you from hours of stress and distraction. It's not the length of the routine that matters. It's the quality. It's the attention you give to your thoughts. It's the honesty with which you face your day. There will be days when your mind feels restless, when calm thinking feels difficult. That's when you need this practice the most. You don't need to force peace. You need to return to it. One breath, one thought, one decision at a time. Each morning is a new opportunity to begin with strength and direction. It is a chance to shape your day instead of being shaped by it. These routines are not luxuries. They are ascendants for anyone serious about growth. If you want to build something meaningful, whether in your life, your health, your work, you need to begin with a strong mindset. And that mindset is created in the first minutes of your day, not when you're running late, not when you're already overwhelmed, right at the beginning, before the world has touched you. This daily habit builds discipline. It teaches you to lead yourself. It reminds you that you are not your mood, not your circumstances, not your past. You are the person who chooses how to respond. You are the one who trains your thinking. That kind of strength does not come from comfort. It comes from consistency. And when you choose this consistency each morning, you begin to carry it into everything else. Start your mornings quietly. Think clearly. Breathe slowly. Remind yourself of what matters. Focus your mind on your principles and enter your day with the steady strength of someone who knows who they are and where they are going. Do this every morning and you won't need motivation to keep going. You'll be guided by clarity. You'll be grounded in discipline, and your mind will be ready to lead, not follow. That's how each day becomes a step forward, not just another cycle of stress. And it all begins with how you choose to begin. Chapter 5. Practice discipline in small actions every single day. Discipline is not built in the big moments. It's built in the quiet choices no one sees. It's built when you get up on time, when you complete what you said you would, when you finish the task even when motivation is gone. Success doesn't come from one perfect decision. It comes from hundreds of small disciplined actions done repeatedly with care and commitment. Most people want to change their lives through one big breakthrough, but that mindset keeps them waiting. Discipline changes your life slowly, steadily, and permanently. And it always starts small. You don't need more time or more talent to be disciplined. You need a clear decision to act with intention. Discipline is not about being harsh with yourself. It's about building a relationship with yourself that is honest and reliable. It means doing what needs to be done, not because you feel like it, but because you've decided it matters. That decision gets tested every single day, and it's tested in the smallest moments. When you practice discipline in your small actions, you teach your mind and body to respect your decisions. You stop negotiating with your excuses. You stop waiting for better conditions. You stop relying on mood or energy to move forward. You build the kind of strength that stays solid in uncertainty. That kind of discipline doesn't come from emotion. It comes from repetition, from choosing to do the work again and again, especially when no one is watching. Every day, you are given hundreds of choices. What you eat, how you speak, whether you follow through, whether you cut corners, whether you check your phone or finish your work, whether you show up late or early. These choices might seem small, but they carry weight. They shape your habits. They define your standards. They show you who you are becoming. If you want to build a life that's consistent and solid, you have to treat these daily actions with serious respect. Start by picking 1 or 2 areas of your life that you want to strengthen. Not everything, just something simple and clear. Maybe it's waking up when your alarm rings. Maybe it's staying off distractions while you work. Maybe it's taking care of your body through movement or clean eating. Whatever it is, keep it small and keep it specific. Then make a decision to do that action every day, without skipping. No drama. No emotional debate, just quiet, steady execution. As you repeat this action daily, you begin to shift your identity. You stop being someone who hopes to improve and start becoming someone who follows through. That shift is subtle at first, but it changes the way you see yourself. And once you see yourself as someone disciplined, your actions begin to follow that identity more naturally. You begin to think, this is just what I do. That's the goal, to make discipline your default, not your struggle. When you practice discipline consistently, you also begin to trust yourself. You know you'll do what needs to be done, even when it's hard. That kind of trust is rare, and it's powerful. Most people are unreliable with themselves. They say they'll start tomorrow. They say they'll try harder next time, but they don't follow through. Over time, they stop believing their own words. And without that trust, confidence fades. Discipline restores that trust. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to follow through more than you break down. You need to prove to yourself that your word means something. Every time you follow through on a commitment, no matter how small, you are rebuilding your self-respect. You are teaching yourself that you are dependable, and that self-respect becomes the foundation for everything else. Your focus, your goals, your relationships, your growth. This is not about intensity, it's about consistency. Anyone can be disciplined for a day. Few can be disciplined for months or years. But that's where the real change lives. You get better, not by pushing harder for a short time, but by showing up with steady effort over and over again, even on bad days. Even when it's boring, even when no one praises you, you show up because it's who you are. Not for attention, not for reward, but because you respect the process. Some days, your discipline will feel easy. Other days, it will feel like a battle. Don't run from that. Use it. Let those hard days shape your resilience. Let them remind you that growth is not supposed to feel comfortable. Every time you choose to stay on track when it's hard, you separate yourself from the crowd. You show yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. That's when discipline becomes real. If you slip, don't turn it into a story. Don't label yourself as weak. Just get back to your routine. Discipline is not about never making mistakes. It's about returning to your path quickly. The faster you return, the stronger your mindset becomes. One mistake doesn't undo your progress. Giving up does. So don't give up. Get up. Keep moving. Keep practicing. That's how discipline is built, through correction, not perfection. Over time, these small disciplined actions begin to compound. What once felt difficult becomes automatic. What once felt heavy becomes light. You start to feel different. You start to carry yourself with more clarity, more control, more peace, because you're no longer living in reaction. You're leading your life with strength. That strength didn't come from a breakthrough. It came from daily decisions, made with intention and repeated without excuse. Start where you are. Pick something you can do today that reflects discipline. Then do it again tomorrow, and again the day after. If it's too easy, make it a little harder. If it's too hard, simplify it. But never stop, never break the chain. You don't need to be loud about your progress. Be consistent. Let the results speak. Let your habits do the talking. Let your daily actions show the world that you are committed. You will be tested. You will feel tired. You will want to skip. But remember why you started. Remember the standard you're trying to raise. Remember the future you are building. Every small decision matters. Every action counts. Even when it feels pointless. Even when no one sees it. You see it. And that's enough. Because your discipline is not for them. It's for you. When you choose discipline in the small things, you prepare yourself for the big moments. You train your character to stand strong. You build the inner stability that can handle chaos. That's why this matters. That's why it's worth it. Discipline is not punishment. It's self-respect in motion. And every day is a new opportunity to practice it. One choice at a time. Quietly. Relentlessly. Honestly. That's how real change begins. And that's how it lasts. Chapter 6. Take control of your attitude in tough situations. Life will challenge you in ways you never expect. Things will go wrong. People will disappoint you. Plans will fall apart. Some days will feel heavy, confusing, and unfair. But how you respond to those moments determines more about your future than the situation itself. You cannot control everything that happens around you, but you can always control your attitude. That decision is yours. It's the one power that never leaves your hands. When the pressure rises, your emotions want to take the lead. Frustration, fear, anger, and doubt will try to speak for you. If you let them, they will pull you off course. But if you pause, if you breathe, if you stay conscious, you can take back the steering wheel. That's when your strength becomes real. Not when everything is easy, but when everything is difficult and you still choose clarity. Your attitude is not just a reaction, it's a tool. It shapes how you interpret events, how you communicate, and how quickly you recover. In hard moments, your attitude either gives you power or takes it away. You can complain, blame, and wish things were different. Or you can accept what is, stand tall, and decide what you'll do next. That shift doesn't erase the pain or remove the problem, but it puts you in the mindset to face it with purpose instead of panic. There will always be things outside your control. People will say things that hurt. Unexpected obstacles will appear. Your energy will be tested, but even when everything feels unstable, your attitude is something you can ground yourself in. You decide whether to fall into bitterness or rise into calm. You decide whether to focus on what's lost or work with what remains. These decisions may seem small in the moment, but they define the outcome of every situation you face. Taking control of your attitude doesn't mean forcing fake positivity. It means staying responsible for your inner response. It means acknowledging your emotions without becoming ruled by them. You might feel frustration, but you don't need to speak from it. You might feel stress, but you don't need to let it direct your thinking. You pause. You ground yourself. You focus on what needs to be done, not what feels easiest. That discipline builds character. When everything is going well, it's easy to stay composed. The real test shows up when you're under pressure. In those moments, your mind wants to move fast. It wants to protect you by reacting. But reaction is not strength. Reaction is survival. Leadership, growth, and clarity come from choosing your attitude before your emotions take over. The best way to practice this is to slow down your first response. When something goes wrong, don't immediately act or speak. Take a breath. Scan your thoughts. Ask yourself, what would the strongest version of me do right now? That question brings you back into control. Tough situations are not just obstacles, they're mirrors. They show you who you are when comfort is gone, and they offer a rare chance to level up. You don't get stronger by avoiding stress. You get stronger by handling it with awareness. That's why controlling your attitude is not weakness, it's mastery. When you remain steady in chaos, people trust you more. You trust yourself more. You become the kind of person others look to, not the kind they need to manage. This ability to hold your ground mentally is built over time. It's not automatic. You train for it daily in smaller moments. When the traffic is slow, when someone says something unfair, when plans don't go your way. These are practice sessions. If you treat them as opportunities, not annoyances, you sharpen your ability to stay centered when bigger storms come. Every time you resist the urge to react emotionally, and instead choose a strong response, you're rewiring your default setting. You're building a new way of living. There's also great peace in knowing that your attitude belongs only to you. No one else gets to choose how you think. People might try to drag you into their chaos. They might try to provoke you. Life might knock on your door with situations that feel overwhelming, but the door to your mind opens only from the inside. You get to decide what you let in. You get to decide whether you carry anger or peace, whether you respond with wisdom or frustration. That choice is your power. You won't always feel ready to face what's ahead. That's natural, but readiness is not the goal. Response is. Your attitude doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be strong enough to move forward. Sometimes that means staying calm even when your heart is racing. Other times it means saying less and thinking more. And sometimes it simply means not giving up. Even that is a powerful decision. In difficult moments, it helps to ground yourself in your principles. Remind yourself what kind of person you are becoming. Remind yourself what you stand for. That clarity gives you direction. Without it, your attitude becomes a reaction to the mood of the day. With it, your attitude becomes a weapon of focus and strength. Write down your core values. Read them in moments of challenge. Let them guide your response. It's also important to stay aware of your body during stress. The way you hold yourself physically influences the way you think. When you stand with strength, breathe slowly, and speak clearly, your mind begins to follow. Your posture tells your nervous system that you're in control. Don't slump. Don't rush. Stay grounded. Stay deliberate. Your body and mind work together. Use them both to support your attitude. Some days will feel heavier than others. You'll get tired. You'll feel tempted to complain or lash out. That's when you need to pause and choose again. You're allowed to feel frustration, but don't live there. Feel it, understand it, and move through it. The goal is not to be a robot. The goal is to be a strong human, one who feels deeply but stays rooted in clarity. You also don't need to do this alone. Surround yourself with people who remind you of your strength, not your stress. Choose conversations that bring you back to clarity. Cut out drama and chaos. Protect your environment. Protect your focus. And when you feel like breaking down, remind yourself of how far you've come. You've faced difficulty before. You've made it through hard times. You've built strength by choosing the hard path, and you can do it again. Taking control of your attitude is a daily practice. It's a decision that starts the moment you wake up. It continues through every challenge, every delay, every disagreement. It's not a one-time fix. It's a mindset you carry everywhere. And the more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. You stop waiting for the world to calm down. You create calm within yourself. This is not about pretending things are fine when they're not. It's about choosing to lead yourself through them with steady hands. You won't always have the answers, but you can always decide to face the moment with strength. That is what separates people who fall apart from those who rise. It's not that one has fewer problems. It's that one chose to lead with attitude instead of emotion. You are in control of your mental state, even when circumstances are not ideal. You are not helpless. You are not defined by what happens around you. You are defined by how you carry yourself through it. Choose to carry yourself with patience, with strength, and with focus. That choice will serve you more than any talent, luck, or perfect plan ever could. It will shape how others see you. But more importantly, it will shape how you see yourself. And once you trust your ability to lead your attitude, there's almost nothing you can't face. Chapter 7. Set daily goals and complete them with intent. Setting daily goals is a powerful way to bring focus and direction to your life. When you take the time each morning or the night before to decide exactly what you want to achieve, you give your mind a clear target. This clarity transforms vague intentions into actionable steps. Without goals, your day can easily become scattered, reactive, and unproductive. With them, you hold the reins. You decide where your energy goes, how you spend your time, and what you prioritize. But setting goals is only the first step. Completing them with intent is where real progress happens. Intent means you are fully committed, aware, and purposeful with every action you take. You are not just crossing things off a list, you are moving toward something meaningful. The foundation of effective goal setting is simplicity. Your daily goals should be clear and specific, not broad or overwhelming. Instead of saying, "I want to be productive," say, "I will finish writing the report by 3 p.m. Instead of "I will exercise more," say, "I will walk for 30 minutes after lunch." Clear goals remove ambiguity and reduce the mental load of decision-making throughout the day. When you know exactly what you need to accomplish, your focus sharpens naturally. Your mind doesn't waste energy guessing what to do next. It's essential to limit the number of daily goals to a manageable amount. Too many goals scatter your attention and drain your willpower. 2 or 3 well-chosen goals each day are far more effective than a long, exhausting to-do list. When you focus on a few key tasks, you increase your chance of completing them and feeling accomplished. Success breeds motivation. Each goal completed is proof that your effort is working and that you can trust yourself to follow through. Setting your goals with intention means you know why you're doing them. Every goal should have a clear purpose behind it. Ask yourself what completing this goal will bring you. Will it bring progress on a larger project? Will it improve your health? Will it support your relationship? When the reason behind a goal is strong and personal, it fuels your commitment. You don't just do it because you feel pressured or obligated. You do it because it matters deeply. That purpose helps you push through resistance when motivation fades. Begin your day by reviewing your goals and mentally preparing for what's ahead. Visualize yourself completing each task successfully. Imagine how you will feel once it's done. This mental rehearsal primes your mind for action and builds confidence. It shifts your mindset from uncertainty to certainty. You're not hoping to complete your goals, you expect to. This shift in expectation changes everything. Completing goals with intent requires managing your energy throughout the day. Your focus and willpower are limited resources. To use them well, break your work into focused periods. Work on one goal at a time with full attention. Avoid multitasking. Set clear boundaries for distractions, turn off notifications, close unnecessary tabs, and create a workspace that supports concentration. Intentional action means you control your environment to support your goals, not the other way around. It's also important to track your progress honestly. At the end of the day, review what you accomplished. Celebrate what you completed fully. If you missed something, reflect on why. Did distractions pull you away? Did you underestimate the time needed? Use this feedback without judgment. The goal is to learn and improve, not to criticize yourself. Adjust your goals for the next day based on what you discover. This cycle of setting, acting, reviewing and adjusting is how lasting improvement happens. One of the biggest obstacles to completing goals with intent is perfectionism. Waiting for the perfect conditions or the perfect plan leads to procrastination. Instead, accept that some progress is better than none. Take imperfect action. Refine as you go. Momentum builds when you move forward, not when you wait. Intent means commitment to action, even if it's messy or incomplete at first. Another key is aligning your goals with your values. When your daily tasks reflect what you truly care about, your energy naturally increases. You're not working against yourself. Instead, you're building the life you want. If your goal is to strengthen your health, remind yourself how that supports your freedom and well-being. If your goal is to finish a project, remember how it connects to your purpose or vision. This alignment makes your goals feel less like chores and more like meaningful steps. Intentional goal completion also means dealing with setbacks calmly. Not every day will go perfectly. Some goals will be delayed or derailed. That's normal. The difference is how you respond. Instead of blaming yourself or giving up, see setbacks as part of the process. Recommit to your goals, adjust your plan if needed. But don't abandon your intention. Persistence is more important than speed. A steady, consistent effort wins over bursts of energy followed by burnout. Use tools that support your intentionality. A simple notebook or a digital planner can help you write down your goals clearly and check them off. Some people benefit from reminders or alarms that bring their attention back to the task. Others prefer sharing their goals with a trusted friend or mentor for accountability. Find what works for you and use it consistently. Support systems are not signs of weakness, they are signs of wisdom. Intent also means being fully present in your actions. When working on a goal, give it your full attention. Don't rush or do it half-heartedly. Quality matters. The way you complete your tasks affects your results and your mindset. Taking pride in your effort, no matter how small the goal, builds confidence and satisfaction. It creates a positive feedback loop that encourages you to keep going. You have the power to make your days productive and meaningful by setting goals and completing them with intent. This practice is not about busy work or random achievements. It's about deliberate progress toward the life you want. It requires honesty, focus, and commitment. It requires patience with yourself and the process. But every goal you set and complete brings you closer to your vision. It builds momentum, strengthens your character, and expands your confidence. The habit of daily goal setting and completion also trains your mind to think in terms of solutions and results. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by what you need to do, you break it down into manageable pieces. Instead of reacting to distractions, you choose your focus. Instead of drifting through the day, you steer it with purpose. This mindset spills over into all areas of your life, creating clarity and calm. Remember, success is not built on grand plans alone. It's built on the small steps you take every day with intention. When you commit to your daily goals and follow through, you build trust with yourself. You prove that you are reliable, focused, and capable. That trust becomes the foundation for bigger achievements. Your daily goals become the building blocks of your future. Commit to setting clear goals each day. Commit to completing them with full intent, No distractions, no excuses, just steady progress. The impact of this commitment will show in how you feel, how you perform, and how your life unfolds. It will give you control over your time and your results. It will teach you the power of focused effort, and it will remind you daily that success is not a distant dream, but a choice made one intentional action at a time. Chapter 8. Choose growth when fear or doubt shows up. Fear and doubt are inevitable companions on the path to success. Everyone faces moments when the mind whispers that you aren't enough, that the challenge is too great, or that failure is waiting just around the corner. These feelings are natural signals, not enemies. They are the body and mind's way of alerting you to risk and uncertainty. The choice lies in how you respond to those signals. You can allow fear and doubt to freeze you or control you, or you can decide to grow through them. Choosing growth means seeing these feelings as invitations to learn, to strengthen, and to step beyond your current limits. This choice transforms obstacles into opportunities. When fear shows up, the first step is to acknowledge it without judgment. Most people try to push fear away or pretend it doesn't exist. That only makes it stronger. Instead, recognize it as a normal reaction. Notice what your body feels: tightness, quickened heartbeat, shallow breathing. These sensations are not signs of weakness, they are signs of life moving through you. When you accept fear as a signal, you reduce its power. Fear loses its mystery and becomes a guide instead of a tyrant. Doubt often follows fear. It questions your ability, your worthiness, and your path. It makes you replay past mistakes and imagine worst-case scenarios. Doubt tries to convince you that you should stop, that you are not ready. But growth begins when you step into doubt and prove it wrong. Doubt is a challenge to your confidence. It asks, how badly do you want this? When you decide to grow, you answer by taking deliberate action, despite the doubt. Choosing growth means shifting your focus from what could go wrong to what could go right. It means reframing fear as excitement and doubt as curiosity. Instead of asking, what if I fail? Ask, what can I learn from this? This mental shift rewires your brain to seek solutions instead of problems. It changes your emotional response from paralysis to movement. You stop seeing fear and doubt as barriers and start seeing them as parts of the journey. Growth also requires courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act anyway. It's the quiet voice that says, I will try, even if I'm afraid. Courage grows stronger each time you face fear and choose to move forward. It builds resilience that lasts longer than any moment of doubt. Each small step forward is a victory over the internal forces that want to keep you safe, but stagnant. One of the most effective ways to choose growth when fear or doubt appears is to prepare in advance. Develop a set of personal truths or affirmations that remind you of your strength and purpose. When fear arrives, repeat these truths aloud or silently. Say things like, I am capable, I have faced challenges before and overcome, or growth requires discomfort and I am ready. These statements anchor your mind and reduce the noise of fear. Taking action, even imperfect action, is another critical step. Fear often tries to convince you to wait for perfect conditions. Doubt tells you to hesitate until you feel ready. But waiting only increases anxiety and shrinks your window of opportunity. Growth happens in motion. Even small actions send a message to your brain that you are in control. Each action builds momentum and diminishes fear's grip. You don't have to be perfect, you only have to be willing. It's important to surround yourself with people who support your growth mindset. Negative voices fuel fear and doubt. Positive influences encourage courage and persistence. Seek mentors, friends, or communities that inspire you to push beyond your comfort zone. Share your struggles honestly and accept encouragement. Growth thrives in connection, not isolation. Reflection is another tool to turn fear and doubt into growth. After facing a difficult moment, take time to review what happened. What did you learn? How did you respond? What can you do differently next time? Reflection strengthens your awareness and prepares you for future challenges. It helps you see progress even when results are not immediate. Remember that growth is not a straight line. Fear and doubt will come and go throughout your life. They are markers of your evolving path. Instead of fearing their return, welcome them as reminders that you are pushing boundaries. Each time you choose growth, you build a stronger mindset. You become someone who trusts yourself to handle uncertainty with grace. Finally, growth requires patience. Results may not show immediately. The discomfort may linger, but every moment you choose growth is an investment in your future strength. You're teaching your mind to adapt, your emotions to regulate, and your will to persist. Over time, these choices accumulate. They create lasting change, far beyond the fear or doubt that once held you back. Choosing growth when fear or doubt arises is not easy. It demands discipline, honesty, and courage. But it is the defining habit of successful people. It separates those who live fully from those who are trapped by their worries. When you face fear head-on and choose to grow, you step into a new version of yourself, stronger, wiser, and ready for what lies ahead. This choice will shape your life more than any external circumstance ever could. Chapter 9. Create habits that support the person you want. The person you want to become lives in the choices you make every day. Those choices become habits, and those habits become your life. If you want to build a future where you feel strong, capable, and confident, you must create habits that support that version of yourself. Habits are not just routines. They are the foundation of your identity. They are the invisible architecture of your character and success. Without deliberate habits aligned to your goals, you drift through life reacting to circumstances instead of shaping your destiny. The power to create and change habits is one of the greatest tools you have, and it's yours to control. Start by clearly defining who you want to be. This means going beyond vague desires and creating a detailed picture of the qualities, values, and behaviors that describe your ideal self. For example, maybe you want to be someone who is disciplined, calm under pressure, and committed to growth. Or maybe you want to be someone who is kind, energetic, and focused. Write down what this person looks like in action. What habits do they practice every day? What do they say to themselves? What do they prioritize? This clarity helps you identify exactly which habits support your vision. Once you know who you want to be, begin building habits that align with that identity. Start small and focus on consistency. It's better to commit to one simple habit done daily than a complicated routine done sporadically. Small habits compound over time into powerful changes. For instance, if you want to be healthier, begin by drinking a glass of water every morning or taking a 5-minute walk after meals. If you want to be more focused, start by setting a timer for 10 minutes of uninterrupted work. These small actions build momentum and create a pattern of success that motivates you to keep going. Avoid trying to change everything at once. Habit change requires energy and attention. When you overload yourself, you risk burnout and frustration. Choose one habit at a time, master it, then add the next. This step-by-step approach helps you build confidence and reduces resistance. It also makes habits feel manageable and less intimidating. Celebrate these small wins as signs that you are moving in the right direction. Recognize the power of your environment in shaping your habits. Your surroundings either support your new behaviors or tempt you back into old patterns. Design your space to make good habits easier and bad habits harder. If you want to read more, keep a book by your bedside. If you want to eat healthier, remove junk food from your kitchen. If you want to be more productive, create a workspace free of distractions. This kind of environmental control reduces the effort required to maintain new habits and increases your chance of success. Habits also depend on triggers, cues that prompt you to act. Identify existing triggers in your day that can remind you to practice your new habit. For example, brushing your teeth can be a trigger to floss. Drinking your morning coffee can trigger 5 minutes of journaling. Linking a new habit to an established routine creates a natural flow that makes the new behavior easier to remember and perform. This technique, often called habit stacking, helps anchor your desired habits firmly in daily life. Another key to creating lasting habits is tracking your progress. Use a journal, app, or simple checklist to record each day you complete your habit. This visual record builds motivation by showing your streaks and reinforcing your commitment. Seeing consistent progress encourages you to maintain momentum. Missing a day is normal, but tracking helps you quickly get back on track without losing sight of the bigger picture. Your mindset around habits matters greatly. Don't see habits as chores or punishments. Instead, view them as acts of self-respect and care. Each time you practice a good habit, you're telling yourself that you matter and that your goals are worth the effort. This positive self-talk strengthens your motivation and reduces resistance. When you stumble, speak to yourself with kindness and encouragement. Habits grow best in an environment of patience and persistence. It's important to design habits that fit your natural rhythms and preferences. Not all habits suit everyone. Some people work best in the morning, others at night. Some thrive on structure, others on flexibility. Experiment with timing and methods to find what feels sustainable. A habit aligned with your natural tendencies will feel less like a burden and more like a natural part of your day. Be mindful of the habits you choose because they shape your identity over time. Negative habits, even if small, erode confidence and limit growth. Habits like procrastination, negative self-talk, or avoiding responsibility build a version of yourself you don't want. Replace these with habits that build resilience, focus, and positivity. This replacement takes time, but is essential for transformation. Remember that habits are not just about action, but about becoming. The goal is to embody the qualities you desire, not just perform isolated tasks. When you create habits that reflect who you want to be, you don't have to force yourself every day. These habits become part of your identity and flow naturally from your self-image. For example, if you see yourself as a reader, picking up a book feels natural. If you see yourself as someone who takes care of their health, choosing nourishing food is automatic. Accountability strengthens habit formation. Share your goals with someone who supports your growth and checks in on your progress. Having someone to answer to creates external motivation that complements your internal drive. Group challenges or habit-building communities can also provide encouragement, ideas, and camaraderie. Growth is easier when it's shared. When challenges arise, use them as tests for your habits rather than excuses to quit. Life will throw obstacles at your routine. Busy days, stress, travel, illness. These moments reveal how deeply your habits have taken root. Strong habits provide stability and comfort in uncertainty. They help you return to your path quickly after disruption. When you miss a day or two, don't despair. Use the experience to adjust and recommit. Focus on progress over perfection. Habits are built through repetition, not one-time efforts. Consistency is more valuable than intensity. It's better to practice a habit moderately every day than intensely once and then stop. Over time, small repeated actions create lasting change. Patience and steady effort unlock growth. Ultimately, the habits you create are the daily expressions of your future self. They carry your vision into reality. Every small action shapes your character, strengthens your will, and builds momentum. When you focus on creating habits that support who you want to be, you are no longer at the mercy of circumstances. You design your life step by step. This is the true power of habit, transforming your identity through simple, consistent choices. Embrace this power, build your habits with intention. Live as the person you want to become every single day. Chapter 10. Stay consistent even when results seem far away. Staying consistent is the secret ingredient behind every success story. When you start something new, excitement fuels your energy and motivation. The vision of your goal feels fresh and powerful, but as days pass, that initial spark can fade. You begin to wonder if your efforts will pay off. The results you want seem distant or even invisible. This is the point where many give up. They look for shortcuts or abandon the path altogether. Yet, the truth is that consistency outlasts bursts of enthusiasm. It's the steady commitment day after day that moves mountains. Success belongs to those who keep going when the finish line is still out of sight. Consistency means showing up regardless of how you feel. Some days will be easy. You will feel strong, focused, and ready. Other days will feel heavy, distracting, or overwhelming. The difference is not in your feelings, but in your actions. Consistent people act despite emotions. They don't wait for perfect conditions or ideal moods. They develop a mindset that values process over immediate reward. This mindset becomes a powerful shield against frustration and doubt. One of the biggest challenges to consistency is the delay between effort and reward. Human nature craves instant gratification. We want to see progress quickly. When that doesn't happen, discouragement sets in. You might start to question your approach or lose faith in your ability. This is normal but dangerous. The gap between action and result is where many give up. Realize that meaningful change takes time. Growth is rarely linear. It builds quietly beneath the surface before becoming visible. Trust in the unseen work happening within you. To maintain consistency, focus on your daily habits instead of outcomes. Your goal is to make the right choices regularly. These choices accumulate into progress. Don't obsess over results that may take weeks, months, or even years. Instead, celebrate the small wins of following through. Each time you do what you said you would do, you reinforce discipline and self-trust. These qualities are more valuable than any quick success. Accountability helps sustain consistency. Share your goals with someone who encourages your growth and holds you responsible. Knowing someone else is aware of your commitment creates an extra layer of motivation. Some people find it helpful to track progress visibly using journals, calendars, or apps. Marking each completed action builds a sense of achievement and reminds you of your streak. The longer your streak, the harder it feels to break. This momentum keeps you moving forward. Another strategy is to create routines that support your goals. Routines reduce decision fatigue by making good habits automatic. When you attach new actions to existing behaviors, consistency becomes easier. For example, if you want to write daily, do it immediately after your morning coffee. When habits become part of your daily rhythm, you no longer need to rely solely on willpower. Your environment and routine nudge you toward consistency naturally. It's also important to be flexible without losing your commitment. Life will throw unexpected challenges. Some days you might not complete everything you planned. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means returning to your path quickly after interruptions. When setbacks happen, resist the urge to quit. Adjust your plan if needed, but don't lose sight of your purpose. Consistent people understand that the journey includes detours and pauses. They stay focused on the long-term vision. When motivation wanes, reconnect with your reasons for starting. Why did you choose this goal? What will achieving it bring to your life? Reflect on your values and aspirations. This clarity fuels your determination. Write your reasons down and review them often. They act as anchors during moments of doubt. Remind yourself that your future depends on your current commitment. Mindset plays a crucial role in maintaining consistency. Train yourself to see obstacles as opportunities to grow stronger. Instead of asking, "Why is this so hard?" ask, "What can I learn from this struggle?" This shift changes frustration into curiosity and builds resilience. Consistency requires patience with yourself and the process. Be kind but firm. Don't let temporary discomfort derail your long-term goals. Energy management also supports consistency. Pay attention to your body's signals and take care of your health. Rest, nutrition, and exercise affect your ability to stay focused and committed. Avoid burnout by balancing effort with recovery. When you feel physically and mentally well, consistent action becomes easier. Sometimes you must remind yourself that success is a marathon, not a sprint. Many give up just before a breakthrough because the results seem too far away. History is filled with stories of people who almost quit before achieving greatness. Let their experiences teach you perseverance. Your consistent effort plants seeds that will bloom in time. Keep watering those seeds daily, even if you don't see immediate growth. Finally, practice gratitude for the progress you have made. Consistency builds a foundation of small victories. Recognize these moments as proof of your strength and dedication. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is growing. This positive outlook fuels further consistency. It becomes a cycle of action and reward, building your confidence and commitment. In the end, staying consistent is the difference between dreaming and achieving. It requires discipline, patience, and faith in the process. It means showing up when you don't feel like it, and trusting that your efforts matter. When you commit to consistency, you prove to yourself that you are reliable and capable. That proof transforms your mindset and opens doors to lasting success. The results you desire will come, but only if you keep moving forward with steady, purposeful steps every day. Chapter 11. Speak to yourself with strong, positive language. The way you talk to yourself shapes the entire experience of your life. Your internal dialogue influences your emotions, actions, and beliefs about what is possible. Speaking to yourself with strong, positive language is not about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing words that empower rather than diminish. When you replace doubt and criticism with encouragement and confidence, you rewrite the story you tell yourself every day. This new story guides your decisions, fuels your motivation, and builds resilience. Strong positive self-talk is the foundation of a powerful mindset. Your mind is always listening to you, even when you aren't fully aware of it. Negative language creates a mental environment of limitation and fear. Phrases like "I can't," "I'm not good enough," or "this is too hard" become self-fulfilling prophecies. They close doors before you even try to open them. Positive language opens possibilities. Saying "I am learning," "I am capable," or "I can handle this challenge" shifts your mindset toward growth and action. It builds confidence that is based on truth, not wishful thinking. Begin by noticing how you currently speak to yourself. Awareness is the first step toward change. Pay attention to your inner voice, especially when you face difficulties. What words do you use? How do they make you feel? Do they motivate you to keep going or push you down? Once you recognize negative patterns, you gain the power to interrupt and replace them. Change starts with conscious effort. Replace negative statements with positive alternatives that are realistic and encouraging. Instead of "I always fail," say "I am improving with each attempt." Instead of "I'm terrible at this," say "I am learning and growing every day." These statements must be believable to you. Overly optimistic phrases that don't feel true can backfire by increasing resistance. Find language that feels both positive and honest. This balance builds trust between your conscious mind and your inner dialogue. Use the present tense in your positive language. Speak as if you already possess the qualities or skills you want to develop. Saying, "I am confident," instead of "I will be confident someday," helps your brain align with the current reality. This technique, known as affirmations, rewires neural pathways to support your desired identity. Repeating positive statements regularly strengthens their impact over time. In moments of stress or self-doubt, strong positive self-talk acts as a stabilizer. When challenges arise, your internal words can either escalate anxiety or calm your mind. Practice calming and encouraging phrases like, "I can manage this," "This is a temporary difficulty," or "I am stronger than my fears." These phrases help regulate your emotions and refocus your energy on constructive actions. Positive language is not limited to affirmations. It also means framing your thoughts and questions in empowering ways. Instead of asking, "Why do I always mess up?" ask, "What can I learn from this experience?" Instead of "What if I fail?" ask, "What steps can I take to succeed?" These questions shift your brain into problem-solving mode and away from defeatism. They open new pathways for creativity and resilience. Surround yourself with positive language in your environment as well. Write down affirmations or inspiring quotes and place them where you can see them daily. Listen to motivational talks or read books that reinforce positive self-talk. The more you immerse yourself in constructive language, the easier it becomes to internalize it. Your brain adapts to the words it hears most often. Practice speaking to yourself as you would to a close friend you deeply care about. Most people are harsher with themselves than with others. They say things internally that they would never say aloud to a friend. Imagine your inner voice as that kind and supportive friend. Offer encouragement, patience, and understanding. This approach nurtures self-compassion, which is essential for growth and resilience. Strong positive language also means taking responsibility for your words. Avoid blaming yourself harshly or making excuses. Instead, use language that acknowledges mistakes while focusing on solutions. For example, say, "I made a mistake, but I will learn from it," rather than "I'm a failure." This mindset keeps you moving forward and prevents getting stuck in negative cycles. When you consistently use strong positive language, you start to notice changes in your behavior and feelings. You become more willing to take risks, try new things, and face challenges. Your confidence grows naturally because your words support your actions. You build mental toughness and reduce the power of fear and doubt. Remember that changing your self-talk is a process that requires patience and practice. You won't transform your inner dialogue overnight. Expect setbacks and moments when old negative patterns resurface. When this happens, gently bring your focus back to positive language without judgment. Persistence in this practice leads to deep and lasting change. Ultimately, speaking to yourself with strong positive language is an act of self-respect and empowerment. It affirms your worth and potential. It turns your mind into an ally instead of an enemy. The words you choose internally shape your reality more than external circumstance. Commit to this practice daily and watch how your mindset, emotions, and actions align with your highest goals. You have the power to create a positive inner world that supports every step of your journey. Use it wisely and generously. Chapter 12. Learn from failure and move forward with clarity. Failure is often seen as the opposite of success, but in truth, it is an essential part of the journey toward achieving any meaningful goal. Learning from failure means embracing it as a valuable teacher rather than a sign of defeat. When you encounter setbacks, your response determines whether you grow stronger or become stuck. The ability to move forward with clarity after failure is a mark of wisdom and resilience. It requires honest reflection, detachment from emotion, and a commitment to continuous improvement. The first step in learning from failure is to accept it without resistance. Denial or avoidance only prolongs pain and confusion. Acknowledge the reality of what happened. This doesn't mean blaming yourself harshly or feeling overwhelmed by disappointment. It means facing the facts calmly as a clear observer. This objective stance allows you to analyze the situation without emotional distortion. When you detach from the immediate feelings of failure, you create space for learning. Next, review what led to the failure with a curious and open mind. Ask yourself what decisions, actions, or assumptions contributed to the outcome. Be specific and avoid vague generalizations. Instead of thinking, "I'm just not good at this," consider, what part of my approach was ineffective, or what information did I overlook? This detailed examination uncovers insights that are crucial for your growth. It transforms failure from a negative event into a source of practical knowledge. It's important to separate your identity from the failure. Your mistakes do not define you. Everyone fails at times. What defines you is how you respond. Replace any self-judgment with compassion. Treat yourself as you would treat a friend who experienced a setback. This supportive attitude encourages reflection and action instead of fear and shame. Self-compassion builds the confidence needed to try again with improved strategies. Identify lessons that failure teaches about your process and mindset. Maybe it reveals gaps in your preparation or skills. Maybe it highlights unhelpful habits or assumptions. It may show that you need to ask for help or change your timing. Each failure uncovers blind spots that you can address. This process sharpens your clarity about what works and what doesn't. The more you learn, the more precise your future efforts become. Failure also provides an opportunity to reevaluate your goals and methods. Sometimes failure signals that a plan or path is not aligned with your true purpose or strengths. Use this moment to reassess your direction. Adjust your goals if necessary to better fit your values and abilities. Flexibility is a key part of moving forward with clarity. Clinging rigidly to a failing approach wastes energy and delays progress. Once you have extracted lessons and refined your plan, create a clear and realistic action step for moving forward. This step should be specific and manageable. Avoid vague intentions like "try harder." Instead, choose concrete actions such as practice this skill for 30 minutes daily or seek feedback from a mentor. Having a defined next move provides focus and reduces the overwhelm that failure can cause. It turns confusion into purpose. Developing a growth mindset is essential to learning from failure. This mindset sees abilities and intelligence as improvable through effort and learning. When you believe growth is possible, failure becomes a natural part of progress rather than a threat. This perspective encourages persistence and experimentation. It motivates you to embrace challenges and view setbacks as temporary obstacles, not permanent defeats. Resilience grows from repeated practice of learning and moving forward. Each time you face failure and choose clarity, you strengthen your ability to cope with future difficulties. Resilience is not about avoiding pain, but about recovering from it stronger and wiser. It is a muscle you build through experience, reflection, and intentional action. Be mindful of your emotional response during this process. Failure can trigger frustration, sadness, or anxiety. Acknowledge these feelings without letting them dominate. Use techniques like deep breathing or journaling to process emotions healthily. Emotional clarity supports mental clarity, helping you make better decisions. Managing your feelings ensures that you respond to failure thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Seek feedback from others when appropriate. Sometimes outside perspectives reveal aspects of failure you cannot see yourself. Trusted mentors, peers, or coaches can offer constructive criticism and encouragement. Their insights help you refine your approach and maintain motivation. Don't hesitate to ask for help. Learning is often a collaborative effort. Avoid the trap of rumination, which means repeatedly dwelling on failure without moving forward. While reflection is necessary, fixating on mistakes creates a cycle of negativity. Set limits on how long you analyze a failure before shifting your focus to solutions and next steps. Balanced reflection leads to clarity and progress. Excessive rumination leads to stagnation. Celebrate the courage it takes to face failure and continue. Many people give up because fear of failure overwhelms them. Choosing to learn and move forward is a courageous act of self-belief. Recognize this strength within yourself. Celebrate your willingness to grow even when the outcome is uncertain. Remember that failure is a universal experience. No one escapes it. Great achievers often have a long history of failures behind their success. They see failure as part of the process, not the end. Emulate their mindset by viewing failure as a stepping stone rather than a wall. This perspective keeps you moving steadily toward your goals. In the end, learning from failure and moving forward with clarity is about transforming setbacks into stepping stones. It is about developing the wisdom to see each failure as an opportunity for growth. It means facing reality honestly, reflecting deeply, and acting purposefully. This approach builds resilience, sharpens your vision, and accelerates progress. When you make this your habit, failure no longer controls you. Instead, you control your journey, moving steadily toward the success you desire. Chapter 13. Surround yourself with people who build your strength. The people you choose to spend your time with shape your energy, mindset, and progress more than almost anything else in life. Surrounding yourself with those who build your strength means intentionally connecting with individuals who encourage your growth, challenge your limits, and support your values. Relationships are powerful forces that either lift you higher or hold you back. When you surround yourself with strong, positive people, you create a foundation that sustains your resilience, motivation, and clarity. This choice is not optional for those who want lasting success and fulfillment. It is essential. Begin by evaluating your current circle. Take an honest look at the people you interact with regularly. Do they inspire you to be better? Do they celebrate your successes and help you learn from setbacks? Or do they drain your energy, doubt your dreams, or pull you into negativity? Understanding who impacts your life allows you to make conscious decisions about the company you keep. Remember, your environment influences your beliefs and habits more than you might realize. Choose to build relationships with people who demonstrate qualities you admire and want to develop within yourself. Seek out those who are disciplined, compassionate, courageous, and growth-oriented. These individuals serve as role models and mentors, showing you what is possible. Their presence challenges you to raise your standards and offers practical guidance based on experience. Being around strong people reminds you that growth is achievable and provides a blueprint for how to get there. Support is a key element in strength-building relationships. When faced with difficulties, having people who listen without judgment and offer encouragement is invaluable. They provide perspective, helping you see beyond temporary setbacks. This support renews your confidence and fuels persistence. Strong relationships create a safety net that makes taking risks less frightening because you know you are not alone. Challenge is equally important. Surround yourself with people who push you out of your comfort zone and hold you accountable. These are the friends, colleagues, or mentors who won't let you settle for less than your best. They ask tough questions, give honest feedback, and expect growth. Their challenge keeps complacency at bay and sharpens your focus. Healthy challenge creates tension that leads to strength rather than conflict. Communication in these relationships should be open and honest. Transparency builds trust and deepens connections. When you share your goals, struggles, and victories authentically, you invite meaningful support. This openness encourages others to do the same, creating a mutually empowering dynamic. Trustworthy communication strengthens your emotional resilience and clarifies your purpose. Pay attention to how you feel after interacting with different people. Positive relationships leave you energized, inspired, and hopeful. Negative relationships often cause stress, doubt, or fatigue. Use this emotional feedback to guide your decisions about who to spend time with. Prioritize those who add value to your life and minimize contact with those who drain your strength. This boundary setting is a sign of self-respect and a commitment to growth. Look beyond your immediate social circle to find new connections that align with your goals. Join communities, groups, or organizations where like-minded individuals gather. Networking with people who share your vision introduces fresh ideas and perspectives. These connections expand your resources and opportunities. Growth thrives in diverse, supportive networks where encouragement and challenge coexist. Reciprocate strength building by offering support and encouragement to others. Relationships are two-way streets. When you lift others, you reinforce your own strength. Acts of kindness, encouragement, and honest feedback deepen bonds and create a culture of growth. This mutual support creates a powerful momentum that benefits everyone involved. Be mindful of toxic relationships that undermine your progress. Toxicity can come in many forms: criticism without care, jealousy, manipulation, or constant negativity. These relationships erode confidence and drain energy. Recognizing toxic patterns is crucial. Distance yourself gradually and firmly from influences that harm your mindset and goals. Protecting your environment is an act of courage and wisdom. Invest time and effort into nurturing the relationships that matter. Strong connections require attention and care. Regular communication, shared experiences, and acts of kindness build lasting bonds. Prioritize quality over quantity. A few meaningful relationships that build your strength are more valuable than many superficial ones. Celebrate the strengths and successes of those around you. Genuine appreciation strengthens relationships and inspires mutual growth. When you acknowledge the achievements of your friends or mentors, you contribute to a positive environment. This culture of celebration fuels motivation and builds confidence across your network. Remember that building a supportive circle is an ongoing process. People change, goals evolve, and circumstances shift. Regularly reassess your relationships to ensure they still serve your growth. Be open to letting go of some connections and welcoming new ones. Flexibility in your social environment keeps you aligned with your current path. Surrounding yourself with people who build your strength also means being selective about the media and messages you consume. Books, podcasts, social media, and news influence your mindset. Choose content that inspires, educates, and motivates you toward your goals. Limit exposure to negativity, sensationalism, or distractions that weaken your resolve. Finally, recognize the power of collective energy. When you are part of a group focused on growth and positivity, your individual efforts amplify. The shared belief in success creates an environment where challenges feel more manageable and victories more joyful. This collective strength sustains you through tough times and accelerates your progress. The people around you shape not only your actions, but also your beliefs about what is possible. Choosing relationships that build your strength is an act of intentional living. It aligns your environment with your ambitions and values. This choice empowers you to become your best self and achieve lasting success. Build your circle wisely. Invest in relationships that lift you up. Protect your mind and spirit with the strength of those who believe in growth and possibility. This foundation will carry you farther than any individual effort alone. Chapter 14. Protect your focus by cutting out useless distractions. Protecting your focus is one of the most important actions you can take to achieve meaningful progress. In a world full of constant noise and interruptions, focus becomes a rare and valuable skill. Distractions are everywhere, some obvious, others subtle, but all of them steal your attention and energy. When you let useless distractions invade your mind, your goals slow down, your stress increases, and your motivation fades. Guarding your focus means identifying these distractions and deliberately removing or minimizing them. This creates the mental space needed to concentrate on what truly matters. The first step is to become aware of where your attention goes throughout the day. Observe what pulls you away from your work, your priorities, or your moment of calm. Is it your phone buzzing with notifications? Is it the urge to check social media? Or is it internal distractions like wandering thoughts or worries? Awareness is the foundation of change. You cannot control what you do not notice. Take note of the most frequent distractions and how they affect your productivity and peace of mind. Once you identify your distractions, begin the process of cutting them out. This requires firm decisions and sometimes sacrifices. Turn off non-essential notifications on your devices. Silence or remove apps that encourage mindless scrolling. Create specific times to check messages instead of responding instantly. These simple actions reduce interruptions and help you regain control over your attention. You will find that without constant alerts, your mind feels freer and more capable of deep focus. Physical environment plays a crucial role in protecting focus. Cluttered or noisy spaces invite distractions. Organize your workspace to be clean and orderly. Remove items that are unrelated to your current task. If possible, choose a quiet place where interruptions are rare. When your environment supports concentration, your brain can settle into productive flow more easily. Small changes like these create a powerful difference in your ability to stay focused. Set clear boundaries for your time and attention. Communicate to others when you are not available to be disturbed. This might mean closing your office door, using headphones, or telling family or co-workers about your focused work periods. Respect for these boundaries from both yourself and others helps maintain uninterrupted time for important tasks. Consistency in honoring these limits trains your mind to expect and protect focus. Internal distractions often stem from stress, anxiety, or an overloaded mind. Address these by developing mental habits that promote clarity. Practice mindfulness or meditation to anchor your attention in the present moment. Use techniques like deep breathing or journaling to clear your thoughts before starting focused work. When your mind is calm and organized, distractions lose their power. Mental discipline is as important as environmental control in guarding your focus. Avoid multitasking, as it scatters your attention and reduces the quality of your work. Focus on one task at a time with full intention. Completing a single task before moving to the next builds momentum and reduces mental fatigue. Multitasking creates shallow work, and constant switching drains energy. Training yourself to concentrate on one thing improves efficiency and satisfaction. Plan your day to include blocks of focused time. Use tools like calendars or timers to create dedicated sessions for important activities. During these sessions, eliminate distractions and commit fully to the task. Knowing you have set aside time for specific work reduces the urge to check unrelated things. This structure trains your brain to expect and respect periods of concentration. Use technology intentionally. While some digital tools help with productivity, others act as distractions disguised as conveniences. Choose apps and devices that support your goals. Regularly audit your digital habits and uninstall or mute anything that does not serve your purpose. Technology should be your ally, not your enemy, in protecting focus. Develop routines that signal your brain it's time to focus. This might be a specific sequence of actions, such as making a cup of tea, clearing your desk, or listening to a particular playlist. These rituals create a mental cue that prepares your mind for concentrated effort. Over time, Routines condition your brain to enter focus mode more easily. Learn to say no to invitations, tasks, or activities that do not align with your priorities. Every yes to distraction is a no to progress. Saying no is an act of respect for your time and goals. It requires courage, but creates space for what truly matters. This protective attitude strengthens your focus and builds discipline. Recognize when your attention is wandering and gently bring it back. Avoid self-criticism when distractions happen. Instead, calmly redirect your focus. This practice builds mindfulness and trains your brain to stay present. Over time, the ability to catch and correct distractions improves significantly. Remember that protecting focus is not about perfection or total isolation. Breaks and downtime are necessary to recharge and maintain energy. Plan short breaks during work sessions to rest your mind. Use this time away from tasks to relax without guilt. Balanced cycles of work and rest optimize focus and prevent burnout. Evaluate your progress regularly. Reflect on when you were most focused and what conditions helped. Adjust your environment, habits, and boundaries based on these insights. Continuous refinement keeps your focus sharp and responsive to changing demands. Protecting your focus is an ongoing commitment, not a one-time fix. Distractions evolve and new challenges arise. Stay vigilant and proactive in maintaining your mental space. The effort invested in guarding your attention pays off exponentially in productivity, peace, and progress. In the end, focus is the currency of achievement. Without it, your best efforts scatter and diminish. By cutting out useless distractions, you reclaim control over your time and mind. This control empowers you to work deeply, think clearly, and move steadily toward your goals. Guard your focus fiercely. It is the gateway to your highest potential. Chapter 15. Reflect daily to understand what needs to change. Taking time each day to reflect is one of the most effective ways to grow and improve. Reflection is not about dwelling on mistakes or regretting the past. It is about honestly examining your actions, thoughts, and feelings to understand what works and what needs adjustment. When you develop the habit of daily reflection, you create a clear lens to see your progress and identify areas for change. This clarity drives smarter decisions and prevents repeating patterns that hold you back. Reflection starts with presence. At the end of each day, pause and bring your attention inward. Set aside distractions and quiet your mind. This moment is yours to review the day's events and your responses. By stepping back from the busyness, you gain perspective. The act of observing yourself without judgment creates a space where insight naturally arises. Reflection is a skill you can develop through consistent practice. Ask yourself specific questions that guide your review. What did I do well today? Where did I struggle? Which choices brought me closer to my goals? Which moments felt off or unproductive? These questions help focus your attention on key aspects of your experience. They shift your mind from vague dissatisfaction to clear understanding. Precise questions uncover patterns that are easy to miss in the flow of daily life. Be honest but kind with yourself during reflection. Avoid harsh criticism or excuses. Instead, aim for balanced evaluation. Recognize achievements without overlooking challenges. When you are truthful yet compassionate, you foster an environment where growth feels safe and motivating. This balance keeps you engaged without discouragement. Look for recurring themes in your reflections. Are there habits that consistently hinder your progress? Are there strengths you rely on that you can develop further? Patterns reveal important clues about what to change and what to reinforce. Use these insights to adjust your plans and priorities. Reflection is not just about understanding the past, it is about shaping the future. Reflection helps you identify limiting beliefs and mental blocks. Sometimes your thoughts create invisible barriers that prevent growth. Daily review exposes these inner obstacles by connecting your feelings and actions. When you see how certain beliefs affect your behavior, you can begin to challenge and replace them. This mental clarity is crucial for lasting transformation. Journaling is a powerful tool for reflection. Writing down your thoughts forces you to organize and articulate your experience. It makes abstract feelings concrete and easier to analyze. Journaling also creates a record of your journey, allowing you to track progress and revisit past insights. Even a few minutes each day can deepen your self-awareness. Reflection also supports emotional regulation. Processing emotions consciously prevents them from controlling your decisions. Unconsciously, when you acknowledge feelings without judgment, you reduce their power over your behavior. This emotional clarity improves your ability to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Reflection trains emotional intelligence, which is vital for personal and professional success. Use reflection to set intentions for the next day. After reviewing what happened, decide what you want to do differently or continue. Clear intentions guide your focus and actions. They create a roadmap that keeps you aligned with your goals. Without this step, reflection remains an exercise in awareness, but lacks forward momentum. Incorporate gratitude into your daily reflection. Recognizing what went well or what you appreciate shifts your mindset toward positivity. Gratitude balances critical evaluation with appreciation, making the process more sustainable and uplifting. It reinforces a healthy perspective that fuels motivation. Be patient with yourself as you build this habit. Reflection can sometimes feel uncomfortable because it involves facing imperfections. Over time, however, it becomes a source of strength and clarity. The insights gained through regular reflection deepen your understanding and increase your confidence in decision-making. Avoid making reflection a rushed or superficial task. Dedicate quiet, uninterrupted time for this practice. Even a brief moment of focused reflection is more valuable than distracted multitasking. Quality of reflection matters more than quantity. Prioritize this daily pause as an act of respect for your growth. Apply the insights from reflection to adjust your goals and strategies regularly. Life changes and so do your priorities. Reflection helps you stay flexible and responsive instead of rigid and stuck. This adaptability increases your chances of success and fulfillment. Reflection can also improve your relationship. Understanding your role in interactions and how your emotions affect communication helps you connect more authentically with others. This self-awareness enhances empathy and conflict resolution skills. Growth in relationships contributes to overall well-being. As you practice daily reflection, you cultivate a mindset of continuous improvement. Instead of waiting for external feedback or crises to prompt change, you become proactive. This proactive stance leads to greater control over your life and outcome. Reflection empowers you to steer your path consciously. Remember that reflection is a lifelong skill. Each day provides new opportunities to learn about yourself and the world. Embrace the process with curiosity and openness. Celebrate your commitment to understanding and evolving. This ongoing journey transforms small daily moments into profound growth. The power of daily reflection lies in its ability to connect past experience with future action. It bridges where you have been and where you want to go. By making reflection a habit, you equip yourself with the insight and clarity needed to navigate life's challenges with wisdom and confidence. This practice sharpens your self-awareness, guides meaningful change, and ultimately accelerates your success. Chapter 16. Celebrate small wins to build lasting inner momentum. Celebrating small wins is a vital practice that fuels continuous motivation and builds lasting inner momentum. Too often, people focus solely on big achievements, overlooking the importance of recognizing progress along the way. This oversight can lead to frustration and burnout, because the journey towards success is rarely a straight line. By intentionally acknowledging every small victory, you create a positive feedback loop that strengthens your confidence and keeps you moving forward with energy and purpose. Start by shifting your mindset about what counts as success. Small wins can be as simple as completing a task you've been avoiding, maintaining a new habit for a day, or learning a new skill. These moments may seem minor, but they represent forward movement. Each small win is evidence that you are capable and growing. When you appreciate these steps, your motivation grows organically rather than relying on external rewards or future results. Recognizing small wins rewires your brain to focus on progress instead of perfection. This shift reduces the pressure of needing everything to be flawless before feeling satisfied. It encourages persistence and resilience because you see that every effort counts. Over time, this mindset makes challenges easier to face and setbacks less discouraging. Your inner dialogue becomes more supportive and constructive. Make celebrating small wins a daily habit. At the end of each day, take a moment to review what you accomplished, no matter how small. Write these achievements down or speak them aloud. This practice solidifies the wins in your mind and reinforces a sense of accomplishment. It also helps you track your journey and see how far you've come. Documentation turns fleeting moments into lasting sources of motivation. Find ways to celebrate that feel meaningful to you. Celebration does not have to be extravagant or time-consuming. It can be as simple as enjoying a favorite snack, taking a short walk outside, or sharing your success with a supportive friend. These small rituals create positive associations with your efforts and increase your willingness to continue. Choose celebrations that recharge you and connect you to your purpose. Sharing your small wins with others amplifies their impact. When you communicate your progress to trusted people, you invite encouragement and accountability. Positive feedback from others reinforces your belief in yourself and strengthens your commitment. At the same time, celebrating together creates a sense of community and shared purpose. You become part of a network where growth is recognized and supported. Use small wins as stepping stones to larger goals. Each victory builds confidence and skill that prepares you for the next challenge. Instead of overwhelming yourself with the full scope of a big goal, break it into manageable parts. Celebrate the completion of each part to maintain momentum and clarity. This approach prevents overwhelm and creates a sustainable path to success. Understand that celebrating small wins also combats the common trap of comparison. When you focus on your progress, you are less likely to measure yourself against others. This focus nurtures self-acceptance and reduces feelings of inadequacy. It helps you stay centered on your unique journey rather than external standards. Your energy goes toward improvement, not envy or doubt. Acknowledging progress increases your emotional resilience. Positive emotions generated by celebration buffer against stress and discouragement. They create a psychological resource that you can draw on during difficult times. This emotional strength is essential for persistence and maintaining a growth mindset. When you build inner momentum, you become less dependent on external circumstances for motivation. Be mindful not to rush through your celebrations or discount their significance. Taking time to fully experience pride and satisfaction deepens the motivational effect. Engage your senses and emotions as you celebrate. Feel the gratitude, relief, and joy that come with achievement. This emotional connection makes the success real and memorable. It also strengthens neural pathways associated with positive reinforcement. Balance celebration with continued effort. Recognizing wins should never lead to complacency, but rather inspire renewed commitment. Use each celebration as a reminder of what you are capable of and what you want to achieve next. This balance keeps your focus sharp and your energy sustained over the long term. Momentum thrives on a cycle of effort and acknowledgement. Celebrate the qualities you develop through small wins, not just the outcomes. Growth in discipline, patience, creativity, or courage deserves recognition. When you honor these personal attributes, you reinforce values that support ongoing success. This inner focus nurtures character and self-esteem. It helps you become the person who can sustain achievement and fulfillment. Reflection enhances the power of celebrating small wins. After recognizing a win, consider what actions, mindset, or conditions contributed to it. Understanding these factors helps you replicate success. Reflection turns celebration into learning and growth. It ensures that each victory leads to greater effectiveness and insight. Small wins also serve as markers of progress during long and challenging projects. When goals require sustained effort over time, it is easy to lose sight of advancement. Celebrating milestones prevents discouragement and renews enthusiasm. This practice sustains your motivation through ups and downs, keeping your vision alive. Remember that the journey to success is made up of countless small steps. Each step carries you forward and shapes your character. By honoring every win, you build a foundation of confidence and momentum that propels you through obstacles. This approach makes success less about luck and more about consistent, purposeful action. Commit to a daily practice of celebrating small wins to nurture your inner momentum. This habit transforms the way you experience progress and shapes your future. With each celebration, you build strength, resilience, and motivation that last far beyond the moment. The power of small wins lies in their ability to create unstoppable momentum toward the life you desire and deserve. Chapter 17. Push through hard days with quiet inner strength. Hard days come to everyone, often without warning, testing resolve and pushing limits. On these days, external circumstances may feel overwhelming, problems seem bigger than usual, and energy is low. Yet, success and growth depend heavily on how you respond during such times. Pushing through hard days requires a calm, steady inner strength, a quiet force that keeps you moving forward even when motivation wanes. This strength does not shout or demand, it quietly holds you firm, allowing you to endure and persevere beyond immediate difficulties. Building this inner strength starts with acceptance. Recognize that hard days are part of the human experience. Resisting or denying struggles only adds to frustration and stress. Accept challenges as temporary events rather than permanent obstacles. This mindset reduces emotional resistance and opens the way to clearer thinking and practical action. Acceptance is not surrender, but a calm acknowledgement that lets you conserve energy for what matters. On difficult days, focus shifts from achieving grand goals to simply maintaining presence and effort. Inner strength means continuing even when results seem distant. Small steps taken consistently keep momentum alive. These actions build resilience because they remind you that progress happens through steady persistence, not bursts of energy followed by collapse. Quietly moving forward becomes an act of courage and discipline. Emotional control plays a crucial role in pushing through tough moments. When stress, fear, or doubt arise, acknowledge these feelings without letting them dictate your behavior. Practice grounding techniques such as deep breathing or mindful awareness to calm your nervous system. This calm space allows you to choose responses rather than react impulsively. Inner strength thrives on thoughtful choice rather than emotional overwhelm. Create mental anchors that remind you of your purpose and past victories. Reflect on why you started and what you hope to achieve. Recall previous challenges you overcame. These reminders provide motivation beyond the immediate struggle. They strengthen your resolve by connecting present effort to long-term vision. Anchoring your mind in purpose transforms hardship into meaningful growth. Avoid viewing hard days as failures. Instead, see them as tests that reveal your capacity to endure. This perspective shifts focus from outcome to process. Success is not measured only by results, but also by persistence in the face of difficulty. Every moment you choose to continue builds character and fortifies your spirit. This quiet inner strength becomes a foundation for future achievements. Rest is an essential part of pushing through hard days. Inner strength does not mean relentless effort without pause. Recognize when your body and mind need recovery. Allow yourself brief breaks to recharge without guilt. Balanced effort and rest preserve energy over time and prevent burnout. Knowing when to rest is itself a sign of strength and self-awareness. Simplify your tasks when energy is low. Break down overwhelming projects into manageable pieces. Focus on what you can do rather than what you cannot. This practical approach reduces stress and keeps you engaged. Inner strength is expressed through steady, thoughtful progress rather than grand but unsustainable effort. Seek quiet moments to reconnect with yourself. Time spent in reflection or solitude renews mental clarity and emotional balance. These moments strengthen your inner foundation by reducing external noise and distraction. Regular quiet time builds a reservoir of calm that you can draw upon during difficult periods. Avoid relying solely on external motivation during hard times. Motivation fluctuates and can be unreliable. Inner strength provides a stable source of determination that does not depend on mood or circumstance. Cultivate habits and disciplines that reinforce this internal drive. Over time, self-reliance in motivation becomes a powerful asset. Surround yourself with supportive influences who respect your struggles without enabling avoidance. Genuine encouragement from others bolsters inner strength by reminding you that you are not alone. At the same time, avoid relationships that drain your energy or foster negativity. Protecting your mental space supports resilience and quiet determination. Use language that empowers rather than diminishes your effort. Replace thoughts like, "I can't" or "this is too hard" with affirmations focused on endurance and capability. Positive self-talk reinforces your inner strength and shifts focus toward solutions. Words shape mindset, and mindset guides behavior. Remember that hard days are often followed by growth. The discomfort you experience is a sign of stretching beyond previous limits. This process leads to increased capacity and wisdom. Embrace discomfort as a teacher rather than an enemy. Inner strength grows most in moments of challenge. Commit to showing up for yourself every day regardless of how you feel. Consistency builds momentum and trust in your own resilience. Each day you persist strengthens the foundation of inner power. This commitment is a silent promise to yourself that you will not give up. Focus on what is within your control. Release worry about outcomes or circumstances beyond your influence. Direct energy toward actions and attitudes that you can shape. This focus conserves strength and increases effectiveness. Inner power thrives on clarity about control. Develop rituals that anchor you during hard days. Simple routines like morning reflection, mindful breathing, or physical exercise create stability and predictability. These rituals provide a reliable source of calm and confidence. They remind you that some things remain constant even when challenges arise. Practice gratitude even on difficult days. Finding small things to appreciate shifts perspective and balances stress. Gratitude nurtures emotional resilience and reminds you of positive aspects in your life. This balanced outlook sustains inner strength and optimism. Visualize yourself moving through hardship with calm determination. Mental rehearsal strengthens your ability to respond with quiet strength in reality. Imagining success despite difficulty builds neural pathways that support resilience. Visualization is a tool to prepare and empower your mind. Know that pushing through hard days creates momentum that carries you forward. Each moment of endurance adds to your strength and confidence. This momentum transforms struggle from a barrier into a bridge toward your goals. Inner strength turns obstacles into stepping stones. Understand that strength often looks quiet and unassuming from the outside. It is not loud or dramatic, but steady and persistent. This subtle power holds you firm in storms and guides you gently but surely towards success. Quiet strength is the foundation of lasting achievement. Celebrate the fact that you have the ability to endure. Recognizing your own resilience builds confidence and self-trust. This awareness creates a positive cycle where strength grows through recognition, and believing in your capacity to persevere makes pushing through hard days possible. In conclusion, quiet inner strength is the unshakable force that allows you to keep moving forward even when conditions are tough. It is born of acceptance, emotional control, purpose, rest, and practical effort. This strength is cultivated through habits, mindset, and support. Pushing through hard days is not about heroic displays, but steady, calm commitment. This persistent inner power transforms challenges into opportunities and setbacks into progress. It carries you through difficulty with grace and determination, making success inevitable over time. Chapter 18. Visualize success and act like it's already real. Visualizing success is more than a hopeful daydream. It is a deliberate mental exercise that shapes how you think, feel, and act. When you clearly imagine your goals as already achieved, you create a powerful sense of possibility and confidence. This mental picture serves as a guide, motivating you to make decisions and take actions aligned with the reality you want to create. Acting like success is already real bridges the gap between vision and achievement by rewiring your mindset to match your ambitions. Start by creating a detailed mental image of your success. Picture yourself living the life you desire with clarity and vividness. Imagine the sights, sounds, emotions, and sensations associated with your accomplishment. The more sensory detail you include, the stronger the impact on your subconscious mind. This immersive experience helps build belief and reduces doubts. Visualizing with precision sets a foundation for purposeful action. Approach visualization with intention and focus. Set aside quiet time each day to practice this exercise without distractions. Consistency matters more than duration. Even a few focused minutes daily can reinforce your goals deeply. Treat visualization as a training ground for your mind, where you rehearse success and prepare emotionally for challenges ahead. This habit strengthens mental resilience and sharpens your determination. Acting as if success is already real means embodying the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors of a successful person. This alignment influences your choices and interactions. When you carry yourself with confidence and purpose, others respond positively and opportunities open. This self-assurance grows naturally when your internal image matches your external actions. Behavior drives belief just as belief shapes behavior. Use visualization to clarify your priorities and decisions. When faced with choices, imagine how the outcomes align with your vision of success. This clarity simplifies decision-making by filtering options through your desired reality. Acting in harmony with your vision minimizes distractions and wasted effort. Every step becomes purposeful and strategic. Visualizing success also prepares you emotionally for obstacles. Imagine challenges you might face and picture yourself overcoming them calmly and effectively. This mental rehearsal builds problem-solving skills and reduces fear. Anticipating difficulties and your responses builds confidence and adaptability. You create a mindset where setbacks are temporary and manageable. Incorporate positive emotions into your visualization. Feel the pride, joy, and satisfaction of achieving your goals. Emotions deepen the connection to your vision and activate motivation. Positive feelings also counterbalance anxiety or doubt. Emotional engagement turns visualization into a powerful motivational force that sustains effort. Avoid passive daydreaming during visualization. Stay actively engaged by imagining detailed scenarios and your specific actions. Picture interactions, decisions, and habits that lead to success. This active approach trains your brain to recognize opportunities and solutions in real life. Visualization becomes a rehearsal for effective behavior. Pair visualization with goal setting and planning. Use the clarity gained from your mental picture to create concrete steps. Break your vision into manageable tasks and timelines. This connection between imagination and action turns dreams into achievable plans. Visualization inspires, but planning ensures progress. Use affirmations that support your visualization. Statements like, "I am capable of achieving my goals," or "I embody success and confidence," reinforce positive beliefs. Repeat these affirmations during or after visualization sessions to deepen their effect. Affirmations strengthen your identity as a successful person, shaping your mindset and habits. Surround yourself with reminders of your vision. Place images, quotes, or objects that symbolize your success in visible places. These cues trigger your subconscious to reconnect with your visualization throughout the day. Constant, gentle reinforcement keeps your goals fresh and energizes your focus. Visualizing success improves performance by enhancing focus and reducing stress. When your mind is clear about what you want, you waste less energy on doubt or distraction. Mental rehearsal primes your nervous system to perform confidently in real situations. This preparation creates smoother execution and better outcomes. Use visualization to build resilience. When faced with setbacks, return to your mental image of success and the feelings associated with it. This practice restores motivation and perspective. Resilience grows as you strengthen your emotional connection to your goals despite difficulties. Remember that visualization is not a substitute for effort. It works best when combined with consistent action and discipline. The mental image inspires and directs your efforts, but progress depends on your willingness to work. Acting as if success is real means taking responsibility and following through on commitments. Adapt your visualization as your goals evolve. As you achieve milestones, update your mental picture to reflect new aspirations. Growth is a continuous journey, and your vision should grow with you. Regularly revisiting and refining your visualization maintains its relevance and power. Use visualization to enhance creativity and problem solving. Imagining different scenarios encourages flexible thinking and innovation. Your mind explores possibilities beyond current limitations. This creative exploration leads to new ideas and approaches that support your success. Trust the process of visualization even when results are not immediate. Patience is essential as your mindset shifts and actions align with your vision. Consistent practice gradually rewires your brain, making success a natural outcome. Faith in the process sustains effort and reduces frustration. Teach yourself to catch and replace negative thoughts that undermine your visualization. When doubts arise, consciously shift focus back to your positive mental image. This mental discipline reinforces confidence and blocks self-sabotage. Over time, positive visualization becomes your default mindset. Use visualization as a source of energy during challenging moments. Recall your mental image to inspire renewed effort and calm. This mental refuge strengthens determination and helps you persevere. Visualization becomes a tool for emotional regulation and motivation. Celebrate progress during visualization by imagining yourself acknowledging each achievement. This practice reinforces momentum and gratitude. Visualizing celebrations makes success feel tangible and rewarding. This emotional reinforcement drives continued effort. Finally, understand that visualizing success connects your inner world with your external reality. It bridges imagination with action, belief with behavior. Acting like success is already real transforms you into the person capable of achieving your goals. This powerful combination turns dreams into lived experience and potential into reality. Chapter 19. Keep promises you make to yourself every day. Keeping promises you make to yourself is one of the most powerful ways to build self-trust and create lasting success. When you consistently follow through on your commitments, no matter how small, you strengthen your character and increase your confidence. Each promise kept reinforces the belief that you are reliable and capable. This internal reliability becomes the foundation for achieving greater goals and living a disciplined life. Begin by making clear and realistic promises to yourself. Avoid vague or overwhelming commitments. Choose actions that are achievable and meaningful. For example, promising to wake up at a certain time, exercise for a short duration, or complete a specific task creates clear targets. Clarity in your promises makes it easier to take action and measure progress. Realistic promises reduce the risk of disappointment and build motivation through success. Write down your promises to yourself. Putting your commitments on paper makes them tangible and harder to ignore. A written list serves as a daily reminder of what you have pledged. It also helps organize your intentions and prioritize your efforts. Reviewing this list regularly keeps your focus sharp and your goals present in your mind. Treat your promises with the same respect you would give a promise made to someone else. When you commit to yourself, you are building a relationship based on respect and accountability. Breaking promises erodes this relationship and diminishes your self-esteem. Honor your word to yourself by taking your commitments seriously. This respect nurtures discipline and self-respect. Track your progress in keeping promises. Celebrate when you succeed and analyze when you fall short. Understanding the reasons behind missed commitments provides valuable insight into obstacles or habits that need adjustment. This awareness turns setbacks into learning opportunities instead of sources of guilt. Tracking progress increases self-awareness and helps refine your approach. Develop systems that support keeping promises. Use tools like calendars, alarms, or habit trackers to remind and motivate yourself. Creating an environment that facilitates follow-through reduces reliance on willpower alone. Systems create structure and consistency, making it easier to maintain commitments. When your environment aligns with your goals, promises become natural parts of your routine. Avoid making too many promises at once. Overcommitting can lead to overwhelm and failure. Focus on a few key promises that matter most to your growth. Quality over quantity ensures sustained effort and success. Small, consistent promises build momentum and confidence far better than sporadic large commitments. Practice self-compassion when you struggle to keep promises. Acknowledge mistakes without harsh judgment and recommit with renewed intention. Self-compassion preserves motivation and prevents discouragement. It creates a positive feedback loop where kindness fuels persistence. This gentle approach increases the likelihood of long-term success. Connect your promises to your deeper values and goals. When your commitments reflect what truly matters to you, motivation increases naturally. This alignment makes promises feel less like obligations and more like expressions of your authentic self. Values-driven promises inspire dedication and joy in follow-through. Use visualization to strengthen your resolve to keep promises. Imagine yourself successfully honoring your commitments and experiencing the benefits. Visualization enhances belief and prepares your mind for action. This mental rehearsal increases confidence and reduces hesitation. Seeing yourself succeed creates a mental roadmap to actual success. Develop rituals around keeping promises. Rituals provide structure and signal your brain that it is time to act. Whether it is a morning routine, a specific preparation step, or a checklist, rituals make following through easier and more automatic. Repeated rituals transform intentional effort into habit. Surround yourself with people who respect and encourage your commitments. Supportive relationships reinforce your dedication and provide accountability. Sharing your promises with trusted individuals increases motivation to follow through. Positive social influence helps maintain momentum and focus. Learn to say no to distractions and temptations that threaten your promises. Protect your commitments by setting boundaries and managing your environment. This proactive approach prevents derailment and strengthens discipline. Saying no is an act of self-respect and prioritization. Celebrate each promise kept, no matter how small. Recognition of success reinforces positive behavior and builds confidence. Celebration creates a positive emotional association with commitment, making future promises easier to keep. Gratitude for your own effort deepens your connection to your goals. Reflect regularly on the impact of keeping promises on your life. Notice improvements in confidence, discipline, relationships, and progress. This reflection deepens your appreciation for the practice and motivates continued effort. Awareness of benefits sustains long-term commitment. Use setbacks as opportunities to refine your promises. Adjust commitments that are unrealistic or no longer relevant. Flexibility ensures that promises remain meaningful and achievable. This adaptive mindset prevents frustration and supports growth. Avoid linking your self-worth to perfection in keeping promises. Understand that occasional lapses are part of the journey. What matters is consistent return to commitment and effort. This perspective reduces fear of failure and encourages persistence. Develop patience with the process of building trust with yourself. Strengthening self-reliability takes time and repeated effort. Trust grows gradually as promises are kept and demonstrated over time. Patience supports resilience and prevents burnout. Focus on the present moment when keeping promises. Avoid procrastination by acting promptly on commitments. Immediate action builds momentum and reduces resistance. Being present sharpens awareness of opportunities to fulfill promises. Practice mindfulness to stay connected with your promises. Mindful awareness helps you notice when you stray from commitments and gently guide yourself back. This conscious attention strengthens self-control and focus. Mindfulness transforms commitment from obligation into conscious choice. Use positive language when reminding yourself of promises. Affirm your ability and determination to follow through. Words shape mindset and influence behavior. Encouraging self-talk enhances motivation and confidence. Recognize that keeping promises to yourself builds integrity and strength. This inner consistency influences all areas of life and relationships. Integrity creates a foundation of trust that supports long-term success and fulfillment. Commit to making keeping promises to yourself a non-negotiable part of your daily life. This commitment transforms self-discipline from a challenge into a way of being. Living with integrity and honoring your word to yourself creates a powerful, unstoppable force for growth and achievement. Chapter 20. Feed your mind with uplifting and useful knowledge. Feeding your mind with uplifting and useful knowledge is one of the most essential habits for ongoing growth and success. The quality of information you absorb directly shapes your thoughts, attitudes, and actions. Just as the body needs nutritious food to function well, the mind thrives on positive, meaningful content that inspires and empowers. Choosing what to learn and how to learn it influences not only what you know, but who you become. This is why being intentional about your mental diet is a crucial step toward lasting personal transformation. Begin by seeking knowledge that aligns with your values and goals. The mind responds best to information that feels relevant and beneficial. Whether it is practical skills, motivational ideas, or new perspectives, focus on content that encourages progress. This targeted approach maximizes the impact of your learning and keeps your energy focused on what matters most. Avoid distractions from irrelevant or negative information that drains motivation. Be deliberate about your sources. Choose books, podcasts, articles, and videos created by credible and inspiring individuals. Quality matters because misinformation or negativity can harm your mindset. Surround yourself with voices that uplift, challenge, and guide you toward your best self. Curate your intake carefully to create a mental environment rich in wisdom and encouragement. Make learning a daily habit. Consistency is more important than quantity. Even small amounts of positive and useful knowledge each day accumulate over time into profound growth. Set aside dedicated time for reading or listening, treating this as a non-negotiable appointment with yourself. Regular mental nourishment keeps your mind sharp and motivated. Engage actively with what you learn. Take notes, ask questions, and reflect on how new ideas apply to your life. Passive consumption is less effective than active participation. When you connect knowledge to real-world action, understanding deepens and change becomes tangible. This process turns information into practical wisdom. Balance your intake with a variety of topics that stimulate different areas of growth. Explore personal development, health, productivity, philosophy, or creativity. Diverse knowledge fosters adaptability and broadens perspective. This well-rounded mental diet equips you to handle challenges with greater skill and insight. Avoid overloading your mind with excessive information. Too much input without time to process leads to overwhelm and confusion. Prioritize depth over breadth by focusing deeply on a few valuable topics at a time. Allow your mind space to absorb, reflect, and integrate what you learn before moving on. This deliberate pacing builds stronger foundations for growth. Practice critical thinking as you consume knowledge. Question assumptions, analyze ideas, and seek clarity. This thoughtful approach prevents blind acceptance and promotes intellectual independence. Developing discernment strengthens your ability to apply knowledge wisely and avoid misleading influences. Incorporate uplifting knowledge that nurtures emotional health. Inspirational stories, positive psychology, and mindfulness teachings support resilience and optimism. Feeding your mind with hope and encouragement balances the challenges life presents. Emotional nourishment enhances motivation and overall well-being. Use learning to develop problem-solving skills. Focus on knowledge that improves decision-making, creativity, and adaptability. These skills empower you to navigate obstacles effectively. A problem-solving mindset transforms challenges into opportunities for growth. Apply what you learn immediately. Knowledge without action is wasted potential. Experiment with new habits, techniques, or perspectives as soon as possible. Real-world application reinforces learning and produces meaningful results. This cycle of learning and doing fuels ongoing improvement. Set specific learning goals to maintain focus and direction. Decide what skills or knowledge you want to gain and create a plan to achieve them. Goal-oriented learning keeps you motivated and accountable. Clear targets make progress measurable and satisfying. Create a learning environment that supports concentration and curiosity. Minimize distractions and cultivate spaces conducive to focus. A dedicated area for reading or study signals the mind that it is time to absorb and reflect. Environment shapes mindset and productivity. Seek opportunities for discussion and collaboration. Sharing ideas with others deepens understanding and opens new perspectives. Engaging with a learning community encourages accountability and support. Social interaction enhances motivation and enriches the learning experience. Limit exposure to negative news or toxic media that drain energy and cloud judgment. Protect your mental space by choosing uplifting and constructive content. This conscious filtering preserves clarity and optimism. Mental hygiene is as important as physical health. Use technology wisely to access educational resources. Apps, audiobooks, and online courses provide convenient ways to learn on the go. Leverage digital tools to expand your knowledge efficiently while maintaining focus and quality. Reflect regularly on the impact of new knowledge on your life. Notice changes in mindset, behavior, and results. This reflection reinforces learning and encourages continued growth. Awareness of progress sustains motivation. Practice gratitude for the opportunity to learn and grow. Appreciating the access to knowledge cultivates humility and openness. Gratitude strengthens your connection to the learning process and fuels enthusiasm. Understand that feeding your mind is a lifelong commitment. Growth is ongoing, and your mental diet should evolve with your changing goals and challenges. Embrace curiosity and adaptability as key attitudes in this journey. Avoid comparing your learning pace or knowledge to others. Focus on your own progress and unique path. Comparison breeds discouragement and distracts from your purpose. Celebrate your growth and keep your attention on personal development. Recognize the power of mindset in how you absorb and use knowledge. Approach learning with openness, patience, and determination. A positive mindset enhances retention and application of new ideas. Cultivate humility in learning. Accept that you do not have all the answers and remain open to correction and new insights. Humility fosters continuous improvement and wisdom. Balance learning with rest and reflection. Give your mind time to integrate knowledge through quiet moments and sleep. This balance enhances memory and creativity. Avoid multitasking during learning sessions. Focused attention increases comprehension and enjoyment. Single tasking respects the depth and quality of your mental nourishment. Celebrate milestones in your learning journey. Recognize when you master a skill or understand a complex concept. These celebrations build confidence and momentum. Commit to using your knowledge to improve your life and contribute positively to others. Knowledge gains meaning through meaningful action and service. Embrace challenges and mistakes as essential parts of learning. View setbacks as feedback that guides your growth. This attitude strengthens resilience and fosters a growth mindset. Ultimately, feeding your mind with uplifting and useful knowledge empowers you to become the person you aspire to be. This deliberate cultivation of your mental landscape creates a fertile ground for success, happiness, and fulfillment. The daily choices you make about what to learn and how to engage shape your future profoundly. Nurture your mind with care, wisdom, and intention to unlock your fullest potential and live a life of continuous growth.